Hello everyone, I'm Ella the Hedgehog and I'm back with another OC review. Today is an episode entirely devoted to my friend Miss Kapooy the Skylander on DA. We've been friends for about a year and a half now. What I know much about her is that she likes penguins, Skylanders, and waffles. Her favorite Skylander is Stealth Elf, as you can probably tell by her icon. She sent me 7 links to 7 remake characters, and we're going to review them today. From what I know, she doesn't really give much descriptions of her characters except the basic information. No backstory whatsoever. So that's going to be my first complaint. I tried recording earlier, but things just kind of blah. Anyway, here is her persona's design, and well, I know how much she loves to give her characters a lot of splash of colors, but I think her first design was a bit better since it looks a bit more simplistic, while this one just looks like it's a bit oversaturated with some colors, but it doesn't hurt my eyes to look at. We can see that she has like these gear markings over her eyes, which I don't remember her having. All I remembered was her having that weird mouth tattoo, which I'm fine with the markings. I'm okay with them because it appears that they are a part of her character. Also, I noticed there's like a little blink spot here where there's still pink. I can see you tried your hand with shading. That's great. A problem here is that some of the accessories that are supposed to be, three-dimensional look very flat against the clothes. And is her hat bill clipping over her ears? Pretty sure that's not how the bill of a hat is supposed to work. And sorry, my legs are getting a bit cramped up. This hand, I'm pretty sure that's not the direction a hand is supposed to be facing. Like, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be her back, the back of her hand holding that sword. And it looks like it's clipping through her backside. If it's supposed to be positioned in front of her, then the little diamond topper thing is supposed to be in front. The chain just kind of looks like it's not attached to anything, and her necktie isn't even attached to her actual neck as far as I can see with the scarf. But her OC's design isn't that bad, just a bit too much colors, and some parts look a bit flat despite the fact that it's supposed to be a bit more 3D, and some places just don't look right. Here's the description. A redo of KapooyDeWaffleMaster the Elf. About time I got her new design. And when it turned 2018. I've only given my character like 2 redesigns, but one was for her Skylander appearance and one was for her actual appearance, which wasn't really much of a redesign. Real name, still keeping it, KapooyDeWaffleMaster the Elf. Actually, her name would actually be KapooyRabbitX, with Kapooy as her first name and Rabbitx as her last. The elf part is supposed to be reserved for the species. You even mention in her species she's an elf. Skylander series, Unity Guardians, Skylander type, Universal. Last I checked, there wasn't really much of a type. It was more of a the group that the Skylanders are a part of, if they're a part of the titled group. But then again, I don't know much about this, because normally I would just pay more attention to her character's designs than the descriptions, because there's nothing really much there. It's all just the basic information, no backstories or anything to actually get me intrigued with the characters, which means you might have to fix that. I understand it's hard to figure out backstories considering the fact of how many Skylanders you made. I'm having problems with that. But put some backstories in there so I can actually be interested with the characters. Gender, female. Elements, life. It's just one element. Each Skylander is permitted one element, Swap Force being the exception, since you can merge their elements together by swapping their parts. Catchphrase. This is not fake, it's 3D. as a reference to the 3D glasses on your head. New edit, Kapooy has new eye makeup now. No, she never had eye makeup to begin with. You added that on. Final thoughts, the character's design isn't bad, though you might want to make it a bit more simple, work on making some of the parts more 3D-ish, and try to follow anatomy a bit better, because I don't know what's going on with the hand there. Also, again, that's not how hats work. Okay, let's head back and look at the second link she sent me. I'm having problems here. Next Skylander is Brooder. Yeah, I don't have much to say, except if this is supposed to be her underbelly, the green area here should cover more of the body than the pink. With the front of her body, I really don't have much to say. It looks fine. The shading looks great. Hey, despite how simplistic the character looks a bit more, but then again, it's a little bit better than what I could do with the drawing program I had before I got my Surface Pro. Now let's read her information. A redo of Brooder. She just sent me the remakes of her characters, since I can't exactly say much on her previous designs without some people going there and saying, oh, she has redone these characters. Sorry, I had an eraser on there I was drawing earlier. Name, Brooder. Skylander series, Colossus and Tamers. Skylander type, Tamer. Okay, so I guess it is the part of the groups that they're in. Okay. Species, Flicket Queen. With these new species, I would probably recommend describing what these species are, because Skylands may have a lot of crazy species that we don't see, but maybe describe your fan-made ones. Gender, female. Element, lunar. Catchphrase, I'm the queen of danger. I realize it's a bit hard to think of catchphrases these days. Again, the character isn't bad, but once again, restating this for all the characters, put a backstory in so I can learn a bit more about this character, because I just know her basic information, like she's a female, she's supposed to be a bug thing, her elements, all that stuff. Also, I would like to mention a majority of her characters are elf-based, because she loves elves, which would explain why Stealth Elf is her favorite. Okay, let's head back and look at number 3. I hate it when this does this. Oh boy. Alright, next is another OC, which I am very familiar with. I've drawn her a couple of times for like asks and requests by her. This is Lunara. I think the idea of the duality is cool, but this is kind of a bit more repetitive as some of her characters keep moving forward. I noticed that she doesn't really show much of 3D motions. Like, you're always viewing the characters from the front side. You're never looking at, like, the back. This little arm area kind of bugs me a bit because I can't see much of an indication of where her elbow is or where her arm is supposed to start before going to this. It makes it look more like this is a Cuphead character. Also, pretty sure that eye is supposed to be a little bit more to the right if this is supposed to be a view of the side of her foot. But again, shading is great, the coloration is cool. I'm starting to get a bit bothered by the mask thing here. It kind of caught me off guard when I finally started to notice. Shading, design, and coloration is okay. At least she adheres to her own coloration rules, because each of her Skylander series would have a specific coloration. Now let's read her description. Redo of Lunara. Name, Lunara. Skylander species, heroic elementals. And I'm pretty sure the Skylander type is unnecessary because we could probably tell that she's a heroic elemental. You make Skylanders for your main series. I don't think you make like core Skylanders. Species, demon elf. Gender, female. Element, lunar. Catchphrase, my beauty is your death. Again, I would like to state, maybe give us a backstory on her so I can understand, like, how did she become a demon elf to begin with? Was she a normal elf? Like, give an explanation on this character, because, again, you don't give us backstories on your characters. Okay, I'm just gonna read the comments here because there's like 3. I completely forgot I didn't do that. Here's another one of my friends, Bree the Demon. Lunara looks, I'm not gonna say that word. Yeah. And then D's. I never understood why people do it these days. Now let's look at number 4. That is if I stop panicking over this. Okay. Another Lunar Skylander. This is Luna. First off, I would like to complain, you have a bit of inconsistency with your hands here. Like, one of them looks like she has a mitten on one hand, and you're showing thumb on the other side, which I don't have anything to argue with. You're showing the thumb in its proper spot. And the hand in the back is supposed to look like it's from the back of her dress. Like she was holding her hand, like her arm was behind her back with that knife. And the blood fade looks pretty good. But my complaint is that her right hand looks more like she's wearing a mitten than it being a bare hand. Also, circle tool madness for your heads. Like, maybe add a dent to it to indicate where, like, her cheek is. But then again, she's wearing a mask. So I really can't say much there. The neck looks a bit wide. And it looks almost like her robe is a pair of pants when you get towards the bottom. Is she wearing pants? I can't tell. Also, one of the little creases for her hat, which I can tell is from this side, is overlapping her hair here. So, I would probably recommend, like, putting the hairline in front of it because her hair is supposed to be under her hat. And I'm pretty sure her hat is not supposed to be doing this. Let's get to her description. Sadly, no comments. Redo of Luna. Get out of here, reminder. Name, Luna. Skylander series, Realm Terrarians. Yeah, I used to pronounce that Terrians until I've figured out, oh, this is Terrarian, like the game Terraria. Because she also likes playing that game. Skylander type, Realm Terrarian. So are these characters in Terraria or something? And just somehow got to Skylands? Well, then again, I'm the ones mixing different games like Cuphead and TV shows like Steven Universe with Skylanders. So, species. Elf-lunatic cultist. You know, I don't think a cultist would specify as a species. Maybe just say her species is an elf. And mention that she is a cultist in her backstory. Which, again, you don't put in. But from the backstory that she told me a while back, she was adopted into a cult. Element, lunar. Gender, female. Catchphrase, a sacrifice has to be made. Again, not much to say about this character's design. It looks good. Question, is that supposed to be a disc? Again, without a description of her character and like her attack sets or anything, I have no idea about a few design choices. Like, what is the skull thing here? Now, let's head back and look at character number 5. I'm already at 4 minutes. Jeez, trying to make sure I'm clear. Sheesh, transition scared me. Okay. Next Skylander is Brimswim. I really don't have to say anything. It kind of looks like this is an inspiration off of Wishy-Washy from Sun and Moon. You know, like, the big Wishy-Washy school form is just a bunch of Wishy-Washy looking like a bigger fish. In this case, it's a smaller fish using water to make him look like a bigger fish. The water effects look pretty neat, but I don't really think the shading was necessary on the water. Just put it on the body and you should be good. No shading needed for the water. Just the light indicators are good enough. Let's look at his description. Or her, I can't tell. I've never seen this character really. Name, Brimswim. Skylander series, Realm Terrarians. Skylander type, Realm Terrarian. Species, Ocean Creature. Ocean Creature is not really much of a species. It's more of what some people would describe aquatic life that have just been discovered before getting a name. So maybe just give some sort of fish type. Gender, male. Element, ocean. Catchphrase, brave the wave. Again, not really much to say because the design is pretty simplistic. Except, shading is more necessary on the body inside the water and not the water itself. It's a bit off-putting. And again, backstory is needed. Okay, let's go to number 6. Oh, I'm familiar with you. You've really changed a lot, haven't you? Your position's changed. Your pose hasn't really changed, but your design hasn't changed that much. It's just the colorations. And no zip cruncher. Oh, fudgy fudge. I don't know what I did there. This is a Skylander that I am very familiar with named Akari. And I actually like Akari. She's cool. Don't really have much to say on her except why is her, like, third eye's pupil facing sideways? Shouldn't it be, you know, looking forward? But, then again, her braid is, like, overlayered with her hand, which is a bit off-putting, and the little ponytail holder thing that is supposed to keep her braid together looks more like it's just a part of her hair instead of a thing that is supposed to keep her hair from falling. And does she have 2 tails now? Because her 2 tails look like they're supposed to be 1 tail. And also, you might want to erase these extra lines. It just looks a bit distracting when you look at it. Again, shading and coloration is fine. But, what's with the chain there? What's with the chain? Was it a reference to how this is supposed to be her necklace? Because at first I thought this was just like a pattern that was on her shirt. Well, thank you for correcting me there. Okay, Akari. Name, Akari. Skylander series, Realm Terrarians. Blah, 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 blah. Skylander type, Realm Terrarian. Species, Mutant Elf. Gender, female. Element, Eclipse. Catchphrase, your life lost. Okay, if you're going to start complaining, okay, that doesn't make any sense, that's poor speech, I'm gonna let you know Akari doesn't have very good speech. She's told me this. Now I'm gonna look at some of the comments. Okay, there is a chat stream and it looks like she accidentally commented on... oh no, this is a reply. Just one that Bree didn't respond to. Bree the Demon. She looks so cool. Thanks. You're welcome. Face. Wanna draw her? Sure. Face. Okay, again. Same thing. Backstory is needed. Okay, last one. Limbo. The blood spots on her don't look bad. However, with the lines on her face, are those facial markings? Or are they supposed... blood streaks? If it's supposed to be scars, why why is this one curving? You could just easily pass it off as like a scar, and there is no lines to like indicate their scars, but then again, in regular art that's not a thing. But what's with this random one here? It looks like it's blood coming from the top of her head here, which, by the way, you might want to fix this area up here of the blade if this is supposed to be an aerial shot. Yeah, this looks more like it's blood coming down from her head, like these tears. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that some of it would be staining her mask. Once again, no fingers here. It looks like she's wearing mittens. I can't tell if this is supposed to be skirt or pants because you draw pants and skirts fairly similar. And I don't even know what this hand is supposed to be. I realize this is supposed to be like a bandage or something. But even then, I don't think there's like a lot of back area here. Again, don't really have much to say about this character. Okay, let's read about Limbo. Oh, hey, look, yeah, I commented on this saying, ouchie. Because, yeah, looks like this hurts. A lot. Skylanders, Limbo. A redo. Name, Limbo. Skylander series, Uprising Fighters. Skylander type, Uprising Fighter. Species, Zombie Elf. Gender, female. Element, Eclipse. Catchphrase, don't hurt me. Again, it would be better if you would give all of your characters backstories so we could understand how we got to this kind of point. Again, it's hard to think of backstories, but it would do you a lot of good. Anyway, that's as much as I can review from my pal Kapooy. Go and find her on DA and support her. She really deserves it. Anyway, this has been an OC review by Mellow the Hedgehog. See you later, my video game nerds and anime fans.